Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Professor, a crowd-funded, crowd-driven feature where we respond to your questions on everything from economics to history, culture, political philosophy, all the things that matter to us in our life together as citizens. And today's question comes from Dennis, and he asks for a good reference on the question of democracy versus republic. And I frequently find when I'm asked to recommend a book, I end up recommending a shelf full of them, which is not always the most convenient or helpful response. So let me instead try in 5 minutes to summarize what I have learned from all the tomes that sit here in my study. Essentially, democracy is people rule. Those are the Greek roots. Republic is a public thing. Those are the Latin roots. And they overlap, but a republic is a particularly desirable form of democracy because it has institutional procedures that channel the popular will. In the end, vox populi, vox Dei, the voice of the people is the voice of God. But in a pure democracy, as they had in the Greek city-states in many cases, there are no restraints, there are no channels through which things have to be done that mean that bad decisions cannot be taken in haste. In a republic, you have a constitution. You have a set of laws more fundamental than mere statute law. And that's not to say that the fundamental laws can never be changed, but they can't be changed quickly. They can't be changed in anger. There's a famous story involving Philip of Macedon, who, as ancient rulers were wont to do, was not merely the legislator and the executor of the laws, but also the judge. And so he's hearing cases, and it's afternoon, and he has been imbibing. And he makes an unfair ruling, and the woman against whom he's ruled says, "That's outrageous. I'm going to appeal." And Philip gazes at her, or both of her, and says, "Appeal to who?" And she replies, "I shall appeal from Philip drunk to Philip sober." And constitutions are really about an appeal from the people drunk to the people sober. And that's a republic. And I should note here, because there are a lot of people who say, oh, we shouldn't be a monarchy, we should be a republic, blah, blah, blah. People, Canada is a monarchy. It's also a republic. Because a republic, John Adams gave the classic definition, it's a rule of laws, not of men. Nobody's arbitrary will prevails. Not that of a king, not that of a legislature, and not that of voters. In the end, the electorate's will prevail, but not in an arbitrary fashion, not like in Athens, where they could just take a vote and banish you. You didn't have to have done anything. We have due process. If we took sufficient leave of our senses, we could abolish it. There's been a slow but fairly steady move to limit legal protections, which I would like to see reversed. But because we are a res publica, because we are a public thing, because the laws are made in accordance with orderly procedures, fair, open, and known to all who care to inquire, it is much harder to get miscarriages of justice. And it's obvious how you get miscarriages of justice with a tyranny, but you could also get them from a people who, through referendums, can suddenly get overheated and do something reckless. So a republic is a kind of democracy, but it's a democracy that has a brake pedal as well as an accelerator, that puts whoever is making decisions, whether it be one person, a small group of people, or the populace at large, under significant legal restraints in how they make decisions and in how quickly they can do drastic things. So for my money, and I say this as a staunch monarchist, it is a very good thing that our democracy is a republic. If you're enjoying Ask the Professor and you have a question you'd like to submit, this URL will take you to the appropriate place on my website. If you value this feature and you're not already a backer, please click here, make a monthly pledge to sustain Ask the Professor and all the other things that I do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.